London Real, sponsored by Bulletproof Coffee.
Let me ask you this question. Now, I go to these dinners and these drinks things, and I get invited to this and that, and we've all been there. And I'm American. Well, I'm British too, so I got a good side to me. But I used to go in. The American mentality is, shotgun effect. Let's carpet bomb the motherfucker. And so you give out cards to everyone, and you have no connection with them.
Correct.
And like you said, you email them the next day, and they're like, "Don't know who you are," or you rub me the wrong way so much because you were aggressively trying to get me.
Correct.
And then that's one extreme.
Correct.
I've been told that when you go to a networking event, you should just pick 3 people or just have 3 real conversations. What is the way to do it besides your events?
Yeah, sure, of course, exactly. The way to do it is to not load anything up. So, most people would say, "Oh, Richard Branson over there, I'm going to go and see him. Richard, hi, I've read all your books. It's awesome to meet you." Fuck off. How many times does he get approached?
Because you're not genuine, you're saying.
Correct.
All right, okay.
So forget it.
Okay.
Right? Take it easy. What you need to do is dance around the handbag a little bit. I never met my wife and said, "Listen, how do you fancy coming home in a nightclub? Do you fancy coming back to my place? We'll have sex. In the morning, we'll get married. And in 9 months, you'll have a baby. And in 10 years, you'll fucking hate me." Didn't do that. We had to dance around the handbag a bit. That's what we've got to do.
Men don't understand that.
Yeah, exactly. No, sometimes it works. But I think the point I'm trying to make is this. Stop loading it up. It's not that important. Your business survives without you going to networking events, right?
It does, yeah.
Of course, but what I'm trying to say is you need to understand that networking events on top of doing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis works. So you're not going there with the express intent of saying, "Hey, fuck me, I've come there with an empty wheelbarrow, I'm going to go away with 100 grand worth of business." It's a fallacy, and that's a fallacy because some of these networks, what they do, they campaign on that basis. I can give you stories of somebody coming along and getting a 20 grand job day one, but it's a myth, right? It's not the real world. I can also give you stories of one of our members that sold £10 million worth of cars to a bread company. All these sorts of stuff, but the reality for the vast majority of people, what it is you maintain a contact and then you build it. Now, this is something that's in the book, which is this. Genuine question, would you pass a lead, a referral, a job, a contact to someone you don't like, someone you don't know, someone you don't trust? Of course not, right? On that basis, the reason that people pass you leads, you referrals, you jobs, you contacts, are people like you, they know you, they trust you. Don't expect others to forgo the same checks that you're doing. And that's what goes on. Everyone goes to these networking events and they think that, "Oh, I'm not going to buy anything," but you're trying to sell to everyone. Another one for your audience is ask this question. Do you like being sold to? No one likes being fucking sold to, but everyone likes buying. And this is what you've got to do in networking. Listen to this because it's so fucking important. Create the conditions where people buy instead of you selling. When I went into the Apple iPhone store, right, Apple store, I never said, "Hello, young man, can you tell me the benefits and the features of the Apple iPhone 5? I went, "Hello, mate, has it got half an inch extra? Do this, and this, and play Angry Birds for 69 pence. Yeah, I'll take it, 514 quid. That's what you've got to do. You've got to create the conditions where people buy rather than super sharp salespeople selling people.
How do you create the conditions where people buy?
How did Apple do it?
They built a wonderful brand.
Correct, exactly, and it's taken time, and that's the point. It takes time, but most people don't want to do that. What they do, they see Dragon's Den, think you have 10 minutes with fucking Theo, next thing you've got £250,000 there, you go and get a Range Rover Sport with the fucking website address on the side. No, that's not a real world, it's a myth. And the thing is, to get to see, that coffee's good.
Yeah, it's good. Right?
Coffee's good.
Yeah.
Right, to get to see...
a different man on this coffee.
I'm telling you. To get to see, right, which is, where most people want to be, you've got to go via A and B. People don't want to do A and B. They want to go to Durlacher and go and get investment right now, and the next thing they hear is bollocks. You have to work really hard. I'll tell you a story. 2 years ago, maybe 3, I was over at Newbury service station, put some fuel in on my company card. "Hello, mate, number 5. And he said, "It's been declined." "Sorry? It's been declined. Do you have an alternate method of payment?" "No, I don't." That was my company, right? This was the one that I'm fucking got hundreds of groups around the UK, and I'm being authorization declined. Had to ring the wife up. The wife is telling me to go and get a proper job, right? And you can imagine how fun that conversation was. The point I'm trying to make is this. When you're starting up a fucking business, I've been doing business for 10 years. I must have been 6 years in. So it's hardly a start-up. But when you're starting up a business, insufficient funds is okay. Insufficient desire isn't, because that's the thing that's kept me going. Desire. That's the reason why I get a whack and I get back up. Desire. That's the difference between a great fighter and an amazing fighter.